Hello, hi everyone. I can see a few of you filtering in already. That's great. It's just me today. Strange to be talking to you just on methods, but welcome along. Happy to have you here. I'm Phil, the English writing coach, as you can see there on the screen. I'm a writer, I'm a coach, and I'm English. That checks out. All three of those are true. I usually work with writers who use English as a second language. That's who I help. I write fiction, I write content, I write stuff on LinkedIn, articles, courses, lots of different things. And today we're going to talk about your writing income, and how to find that next $1,000 of writing income, hopefully an attainable target. We'll talk all about that, and there will be plenty of time for questions. We'll wait just a minute or so for other people to join and filter in. I can see about 20 people here already. So let me know in the comments who you are, what you write, and that'll be a great way to introduce ourselves. I hope everyone out there can hear me okay, and that I will be able to see your comments. Great, I can see some comments already. Wonderful. Maria Virginia, welcome. Very nice. Erica, hi, how's it going? And LinkedIn user mystery. I'm not sure why that always happens, but I think it's if it's somebody who I'm not connected to joins. Whoever you are, LinkedIn user, welcome along. Hope you enjoy the show. Right, what are we doing today? Let's get into it. I'll keep an eye on the chat. And as I said, plenty of time for questions. We'll aim for 30, 40 minutes. I don't know how long this is going to take to get through, but I don't want to keep you too long. If you're watching on replay, hi. Some people watch on replay. And yeah, there'll be time for questions at the end. If you've got any questions, just type them in the chat. I will spot them, and we will go along. Right, here we are. The session is called Find Your Next $1,000 of Writing Income. I thought I'd titled the slides. We've got a few slides. This, go from 0 to 1,000 with high demand writing skills. That's how we get there. It's supply and demand, right? People don't pay $1,000 for nothing. They want to pay it for something which is in higher demand. And we'll get into what that really means as we go on. LinkedIn user says, just showing this now. I float and I write about black magic and marketing. Wow, okay. Let's hope that's a high demand writing skill and you can reach that $1,000. All right, great. Let's get straight into it. What are we doing here? Why are we here? This session is not going to be about finding a job. That's a different skill. Lots of great advice on that on LinkedIn from other people than myself. There's some good practices definitely to getting jobs, but this session is not about applying for a job and getting it. That obviously would net you much more than $1,000. We're talking about something different. There is no template. There is no blueprint. I'm sorry to tell you this. Anyone who says, here is exactly how to do it, it's rubbish. You know, all these people who are saying, hey, follow my template and you will get X. Yes, we have a guide, we have some tips, we have some ways and advice to do things. But if there was a surefire way for you to get $1,000 today, everyone would be doing it, right? And I wouldn't be here trying to help you get there. And I should say it's something that, you know, I care about myself. I'm a writer. I want to get that next $1,000 too. So I'll be sharing a bit of my experience, and everything that I tell you today is also based on things that I've done or I'm currently doing. So I hope that leads me to be seen as someone who's a bit more trustworthy than the follow me bro. There's no pretty pictures because I couldn't be bothered to do them. You might notice a little badger down there in the corner. That is Madge. She's a mascot in my community. More about that later. And I will try and sell you something. Spoiler alert, don't worry. If you don't want to buy it, then you don't have to. The purpose of this session is to help and to see if I can help you even more. And you'll even get the chance to buy that something for free or to try it for free. So no worries there. It's available to all. Who do I hope is here? As I say, I can see about 20 of you in here, so that's great. Maybe there's more people watching on YouTube and Facebook or replay too. I hope so. Who are you? Freelancers, hopefully, could be freelancers in any industry. I usually work with writers, but of course, many people have to write to sell their services. So this isn't just for writers, but we are talking about writing income today. All different kinds of writers, I expect, and we'll get onto what that means soon. Basically, if you are looking for extra income, so what we're talking about with this $1,000, it's not how to get it tomorrow, it's not how to get a job, it's how to add that as additional income. Let's say you work in a job and you want to get writing income on the side, or let's say you work as a freelancer and you want to expand your services. That's who this is for. Essentially, people who are already set up. Maybe you know what kind of niche you have. Maybe you've set up your profile, your portfolio. You've got a bit of a network going. Maybe you have been writing for a while. It's okay if you're new to writing or to earning money through writing. That's not a problem. What we won't be covering is how to get set up. That's a slightly different skill. And again, lots of great advice on that from other LinkedIn people. Oh, I've gone past that one. How does it work? Right. As I said, I'm not going to sell you the six-figure dream. We are talking about a small goal and how to get there. Now, when we do get there, $1,000 isn't going to pay for your life forever. It's not going to change the world for a lot of people. But the idea here is a different approach. It's to reach a tangible goal by expanding your services. So let's say we reach that $1,000. Well, hey, maybe we can add another service and reach another $1,000. Or simply repeat, right? Once we get a client that pays us $1,000, or once we sell a piece of writing, which does great, then simply repeat it. And next time, let's try and do it faster. Let's try and do it more efficiently so that you can scale your business to the place that you would like it to be. Also, I'm not telling you to do this in 1 week, in 1 month, in 1 year, in any time. Everyone goes at their own pace. Everyone has their own career, their own life, their own stuff going on. So, important thing, yes, it's good to have a time frame that you wish to complete things in, but that's going to be different for all of us. So, there's no time limit on this. I'm not saying, hey, you have to, do this in the next 1 month or you failed. All right, so now we're getting on to how to do this. We want to earn money through writing. Very important. My approach is this, or my idea is this. You can do this through one service, through more than one service. What is important is focusing on premium services. I can tell you from experience, it's a lot easier to get one person to pay you $1,000 for your expertise than it is to get $1 off 1,000 people. It's a lot easier to get $1,000 than $100 off 10 people or $10 off 100 people. What we tend to think as people who are new in the industry is, oh, let's just ask for a little. Let's build ourselves up, right? Let's start at $1 and scale upwards. Actually, we should be thinking of it the other way round. Why? Because there are millions, if not billions, of people who can offer the kind of service that you do for $1. Why should anyone pick your $1 service? That means that you have to spend a huge amount of time, effort, and even money telling people why they should choose your $1 service over another person's. You have to differentiate yourself. So much better if you can offer a service which only you can offer, or which you are best at, right? Whether that is niche based, whether it's your expertise, your experience, your language background, there's lots of different factors that come into play there that make you the best person to offer that. Needless to say, as well, that could be the profile that you've built, right? The authority that you have, or the audience that you have. All right. If you've got any questions about this, just fire them in as we go. Hope you want to ask some stuff. And yeah, feel free to tell me what you are writing, what you're working on, maybe what you'd like to expand into. So let's talk about some of these services. As I said, this is not, or as I write here, this is not an exhaustive list. These are not the only premium writing services you can offer. They're ones that I've got experience with, and I think are the main ones that are covered. But of course, there's loads more. There's medical writing, technical writing, and more that I don't have a great experience with. All right, so let's talk about some of the pros and cons of getting to that $1,000 using these types of writing. First off, ghostwriting. This could be writing anything without a byline. That is newsletters. It could be content, social media content for people. It could even be a book, right? Ghostwriting the book, which is a bigger project. The pros of ghostwriting, as I see it, is it's a massively growing sector. Businesses and people who are in charge of businesses, entrepreneurs or founders, are time starved. They need their ideas to be expressed well. They need content. And they're not expert writers. They're experts at inventing products or running a business. Good for them. But that's why ghostwriting is massively growing, because there is a huge hunger for putting out content and showing your expertise and expressing it in the best way. And as writers, we're well placed to deliver that. Massive pro is results based as well. If you're getting amazing results for your client, like delivering lots of leads or sales or amazing opportunities for them to speak or write for an industry magazine or connect with key people in the industry, you should be remunerated for that. You should be asking for something which is results based, your payment, right? This is the way that, as well as maybe having a retainer contract, you can be getting paid based on results, and you can deliver something amazing. That can lead to money going up pretty quickly for some ghostwriters. Really, it is a sector that's got unlimited potential, massive amount of pros going for it. On the other side of things, what's more difficult about ghostwriting? Well, you can't say that you have written for a certain client because they want you to remain anonymous. You have to build your own authority and audience. You have to publish regularly and write for yourself to show that you can do things well. So it's all about learning to network, learning to pitch. That's the difficulties of ghostwriting. If you've got a question on this, just let me know. Add it into the comments. Welcome along. I can see a few more people joining now. That's great. So thanks for coming along. Just drop in the chat where you're from, what you write. And yeah, we're talking about premium services to help get us from $0 to $1,000 and then do it again. Okay, content writing, copywriting. Of course, these are slightly different things, but I've put them together because it's essentially writing for a client, usually a business, but often you can credit yourself. You can say, I wrote that, put it in your portfolio. Pros, we need expert content. So if you have a niche, if you write in a very narrow niche of, the diamond mining industry, well, there's probably not that many writers that specialize in that, so you can deliver some good premium content and copywriting for those mining companies, and maybe they can deliver some diamonds. The whole idea of content marketing and SEO is pretty well developed, so you don't really have to fight people on why they need websites full of articles and blogs, right? They know they need them, companies know they need them, and they need writers to deliver them. So you don't need to educate your clients. What are the cons? Well, as this is a very developed industry, it's competitive, right? There are millions of SEO experts and article writers and content writers out there fighting to compete with you. So as I said, it can be good to have a niche and contact the right people. We've also seen AI and budget cuts in the last year or two. That is something difficult about this industry, probably more with content writing there than copywriting. And if you're working for agencies or working a job that is just demanding more, then writers can get burnout, which is not good. Something that I've experienced. Burnout blocks, things which are going to mean that you're going to need to take some time off. So yeah, some pros and cons to that. Publication. Yeah, what I mean by publication is submitting your original writing, your original ideas to publications, to magazines, to websites, to portals that will pay you for the privilege of publishing your great articles or stories. Could even be fiction. As I said, I've got lots of experience publishing fiction, being paid for my short fiction, my short stories. Now, the pros, if you are published in a magazine like Business Insider or Forbes or the Paris Review, you massively build authority, right? You can stick that on your profile and say, the New York Times published my article. Well, amazing. Like, people really trust you as a writer, as an expert, and you will probably get more work through that. You can pitch one piece if you've got a great idea to many publications. So when you own the idea, you decide who you pitch to. You can get the best price for it and hopefully get that work published. Now, the cons, it's difficult. Even if publications are asking for pitches or asking for submissions, then it's very competitive. You really have to do your research on knowing editors, knowing the publication well. Having a relationship with them is best, and it was also a shrinking market. Magazines and traditional press and publications, we've seen that going down. Yeah, just having a quick check of the comments here. Thanks for your comments. Right, where were we? Editing. Yes. If you're an expert writer, if you're someone who has spent a lot of time, completed courses or training on editing, or has simply got a long experience in the industry, then you can help other writers and companies with their content through editing. This is a premium service. Editors for books, for fiction books, can be paid thousands and thousands just for that one project. So don't discount it as a way to earn money. Certainly, a bigger project could net you up to $1,000 or more, as I said. And the cool thing about editing is that if you deliver advice which is really beneficial to the writer, to the company, that builds such a good relationship. It can turn into a job. It can turn into a long-term opportunity. So that is a good one, as I said, for more experienced writers. The difficulties, well, you really need to be immaculate on your processes, on your systems of how to ensure that content is error-free, is the best that it can be. You need to be a good people person and phrase your feedback in a in a constructive way, you need high level skills to do that. So, as I said, those are some premium services that you might want to think about launching, expanding, or starting, or continuing to get to that $1,000. These are going to be the way, really, that you get serious income. And as I said, the idea of reaching $1,000 is a tangible target. And when you've got there, you can say, yes, you know what, I did it. I've written 3 articles for this client. They've paid me $1,000, and let's go again. I want to write 5 articles for them next month. Go again, do it better, more efficiently, or expand and think, you know what, with this client, I could offer some editing for them. I could say, I've noticed some of the other blogs could do with some editing, and I can help with that. This is the way to scale and grow as a writer. It's not to shoot for the stars. It's not to say, hey, I'm going to build up my personal persona to 1 million followers and flip a switch and get $1 million. People will tell you that works. It doesn't. And it takes a lot of, often those people want you to follow their blueprint and pay them for the privilege. All right, any questions on premium services? Fire away. Let's move on to what I call auxiliary services. Auxiliary, oh dear, this should have a double L in it. No, it shouldn't. I'm doubting myself here. Sometimes as a British person, I get a bit confused about whether we need double letters or not. Google is saying not. Anyway, auxiliary, I hope it's spelled like that. And what it means is a side service, like an extra thing. I don't really like using side gig because the word gig shows that it's not really your main focus and that you don't deserve to be paid properly for it. This is work, this is effort, and you do deserve to be paid for it. But an auxiliary service is something you offer or do on the side to complement your premium service. You could choose several, but of course, the greater the focus you have on one thing, the better results we get from it usually. So you might want to choose one, you might want to choose more than one. What are we talking about here? Freelancing platforms, reviews, it's like book reviews or product reviews, translation, Medium and Substack writing platforms, and self-publishing. Now, many people might be a bit surprised. They might think, hey, these are like main premium services. Well, let me explain my thinking as to why it's best to use these as side services. First off, freelancing platforms. I'm talking about things like Freelancer, Upwork, Fiverr. Lots of writers have had great success on these, and it's been a main source of income for people. However, it's a bit dangerous to keep all your eggs in one basket because suddenly AI comes along and it's bye-bye content writing opportunities on Upwork, or suddenly a new market comes along, a new country is included in one of these, for example, and companies and people can outsource work for cheaper to others. Also, I'd say both of those platforms, Upwork and Fiverr, are experiencing a slow death. The initial phase of onboarding freelancers so they have a great marketplace is where the terms are favorable to freelancers. This was Upwork in 2016. Plenty of work. If you knew how to get a few clients, you'd do great. You'd be earning good rates. And now there's so many freelancers, so many people really desperate for $1, $2 work. The terms are worse. You have to pay for everything on Upwork now. You have to pay to log in, probably. Or they keep making the conditions worse and less favorable to freelancers. So eventually freelancers will move elsewhere. But I feel that they're dying a bit of a slow death. However, what is the problem in setting up a profile. What's the harm in doing that? None. Give it a go. Check out some best practices, get a great profile organized, and start working with people. This often is more of a ramping up, so you write a blog for $10 and the next, once you've got a few clients and reviews, then people will trust you to do work which is more premium. But I'd still advise going for slightly more premium rates on those. See that as a bonus, as something extra that you can do, and watch how it goes. Book reviews. I didn't do pros and cons of freelancing platform. Pros, obviously, are that clients come to you. If you've got a good profile, people contact you and say, hey, Mr. Debate has said, keep going, bro. I will, don't worry. Or maybe that's to someone else, I don't know. Where was I? The pros, clients come to you. That's pretty good pro. You don't have to chase people around the internet, send a bunch of cold emails and pitches and things to attract clients. If you've got 100 reviews and you're a top rated Upwork writer and you charge a rate that people like, then they will come to you. So that's cool. The cons, well, it's very competitive in that those open rates will likely be lower because you're competing with many people on price, and Upwork take more and more of your money. Not just Upwork, but these freelancing platforms. Okay, on to reviews. We're talking about book reviews here. I think it's a bit of a untapped market. People are self-publishing more and more and more books. They need reviews, both to boost sales algorithms on Amazon and such, but also for qualitative purposes. They need these reviews to share and to say, hey, somebody read and liked my book, and this is what it's about. And they need them to sell the book in the first place so that a reviewer can write what they got from the book, what it's about, in much more detail than just a book description, something short that we'd see. So they're really helpful. You can do this by building your own channel platform as a reviewer, as a book blogger, or it could be any other kind of product, right? It could be a service reviewer or product reviewer in a niche. You can also write for review websites. I think there's plenty of websites that will take on experienced writers who are able to, read books or test products and write reviews for a fee. It's probably unlikely to be a high fee, a premium fee. So pros, growing market. This cannot be done by AI. A totally new book that some business guru has written cannot be reviewed by AI because it's novel content. It's new, it's unique. It's not something that AI can pass from the thousands or millions of pages on Google. So that's cool. It's something that must be done by humans, and it can lead to other work as well. Let's say this business guru really likes your review, or maybe you can do other things for that person. Cons: building a YouTube channel or a blog is very time consuming and difficult to do. I recommend having a niche. Again, if you review books for golf pros or something, well, that's a niche. If I've got a golf book, I'm going to want that person to review it because their 100 subscribers are very likely to buy my book. If I send it to any old blogger, a book blogger, they might just say, yeah, cool golf book, and that won't lead to any benefit. Wow, okay, we're getting towards the end. Just a couple more to go through, and then I promise it'll be question time. Translation. I want to be clear about this. I don't recommend you pass yourself off as a sworn translator. Don't lie. Don't say you're a professional when you're not. However, many of us use other languages, especially if English isn't your first language. You're probably writing to some extent in English. You're probably involved with people or businesses producing content in your local language that require it, or it would be beneficial for it to be in English. Now, if you are a C1 or C2 English speaker, even if you don't write in English, why not offer to translate and review the web copy, the social media of someone you know in your locale? That can be a good way to get a side income. An example that I've got is a friend of mine I live in Spain, but I'm British. I speak Spanish, but certainly not perfectly, and I'm not a sworn translator. But a friend of mine was doing a city project where they were um, producing signs like for tourism, for the environment in Spanish and in English. And he said, hey, I've machine translated the English, can you check it? And it required a lot of checking, a lot of improvement on my end. And it very much helped that I knew Spanish, so I knew what was going on. And it was a nice little project to do. So side income translation, pros are that it doesn't take a huge amount of time. It's maybe flexible. And this is very cool that you can point out your work. You can say, "Oh, I helped a friend who's a yoga teacher get their English website in good order," and you can share that website. For me, I can share those signs and say I'm proud of having helped on that project. I wasn't in charge of it. I didn't write it, but I did contribute to it. Cons, unlikely to be high income. This is like small amounts of income for proofreading, for translation, probably, unless it's a very big project. All right, final two, Medium and Substack. They are writing platforms. Wow, there's a lot to say on the Substack is a sort of newsletter platform. The method there is you create a free publication, get people along, and then say, hey, would you like to subscribe for premium content? So it's more of a creator economy type deal. That can be challenging. It has its own methods of all of this great premium stuff you could offer to get people to pay for it once they're on board. Medium is great for writers. I highly recommend getting set up on Medium. In order to join their paid partner program, I think you need to pay about $50 a year. And that money is pooled and distributed to writers based on how much people read their writing. At the very least, Medium is good practice for writers to publish in different places, to test things out, to see what does well, to see what doesn't, to find a niche community group, or to syndicate what you've already written. If you're already writing a newsletter, LinkedIn articles, Substack, why not publish it on Medium as well? Syndicating in different places can help you make the most of that. So what's the benefit of Medium? Essentially, you can get paid if you publish an article which lots of people read and like, then you could even reach hundreds of dollars just on that one article. More likely to be, if you're regularly publishing, earning sort of between $10 and $100 a month, but you never know how that might go. And I think for a low investment, it's a good opportunity to do quite a lot of things, as I mentioned. You can just network and meet people there as well. That's one thing. It really is a good hangout for writers. What are the cons or difficulties? Is competitive. That's like a lot of things in writing. Anyone can write there, so there's a lot of competition. It does take quite a lot of time. It's quite time consuming. So as I said, you might want to select one, right? Don't try and do all of these. Select one that works best for you and your writing business. As with all platforms, you have to spend a lot of time there and learn about how it works, what the algorithm is, and what's going to make you successful. But I have to say, in my experience with it, it's been positive and has been a way that I've been able to earn $1,000 over just over a year or so of syndicating content and publishing things there. Final one, self-publishing. Of course, self-publishing is a massive undertaking, and can be a full-time job for people. This could be on Amazon, it could be on Gumroad, it could be on, I don't know if there's other places you could self-publish, I suppose, Ingram Spark and distributing things that way. So this is for books, for guides, for things like that, which is maybe more in-depth content and writing where you have expertise. In my case, it's been guides, but also fiction. I have self-published some fiction. That's something I'm working towards doing again. The pros of doing this is a book brings a lot of authority, brings a lot of people. I remember when I published my first book in 2018, suddenly people understood what I meant. I said, I'm a writer, and people said, okay. And I said, hey, I've got this book. And people immediately got it. They're like, oh, writer, book. Okay, this is somebody who is real, who really does it. And although digital writing is and the market is quite different now, non-writers still equate writing authority and expertise with having a book. So that is great if you can do that. And that authority translates into other areas, right? For example, though my fiction books don't sell millions of copies, I can do creative writing workshops and courses because people say, hey, this guy's been published, this guy's got books out. We trust him to tell us how to write well. So authority is a big one for self-publishing. It is passive income, essentially. Yes, you have to do a lot of marketing work on it, but when somebody buys your book and it's available on Gumroad or Amazon, you get paid and you don't have to spend your time on it. So that's great. That's kind of true with Medium and Substack as well. The cons of this are that it's incredibly time-consuming, competitive, and difficult. Selling books ain't easy, let me tell you that. Marketing is hard, and when you do write, publish, format, do all that with the book, you're only just getting started, right? The marketing of a book, of a project, is like a whole new world of work. So I'm not trying to put you off doing it. If you've got a project that you want to self-publish, fantastic, like go for it. It is a big amount of work, and I'll just give a word of caution not to expect the world, not to expect to be the next J.K. Rowling. Treat it as a business, just like you do all your other types of writing. Have it as a side, as an auxiliary service that you do instead of your main thing, because you are rather putting all your eggs in, all your time in one basket. And if it doesn't come off, we need to learn and fail and try again with a lot of things. So do it as a side business, and that may help. There's also costs associated with self-publishing. So that's another thing to think about. If you put a book out, it may cost you thousands in terms of editing, covers, if you want quality product, sorry. Wow, okay, I've been talking for 40 minutes now. I don't know how that happened. General tips. First thing to do, get set up for business. You can jump in, but you're more likely to be successful if you have the foundation set. As I said, things like getting your portfolio together, your profile set up, and your network in place. Of course, that goes along, and you change things as you build, as you reach those $1,000 milestones. But getting set up really helps. Go premium. Don't start with $1 services. Start with $1,000 services. They won't come rolling in, but as I said, much easier to sell one person on your $1,000 idea, and stick with it. Don't expect this to happen tomorrow. Stick with the systems and processes that you put in place for 3 months. If they're not working at all, review them and think, hey, this isn't working. I should change something. But if you're pitching to magazines, for example, and after 3 weeks you've got nothing back, well, so what? Keep going for 3 months, and then if you've got absolutely no responses, then maybe think, hey, I should be doing something different here. All right, it's selling time. Here we go. At least I'm honest, right? I run a community of multilingual writers. You can see that down here on the bottom. They are all these cool people in the picture, plus more. We've got about 70 people in the gang at the moment. What do we do? It's a forum where we all chat, and there's loads of courses where you can learn stuff. We network together and swap ideas, get better. And most importantly, one of the things you need in order to reach these mini milestones of $1,000 is accountability. So that's the reason I started this challenge. It's called the $0 to $1,000 challenge. And that's what we're doing in my community. I'm just going to see if I can load it up and share a picture. I should be able to. Just a quick pic of the forum. Here it is. I hope I'm not sharing anything confidential. I don't think so. This is what our forum looks like. As you see, we've got lots of members, lots of posts going on, and there's people chipping in. There's writers pledging what they are going to do in the challenge, right? There's writers saying, hey, I am ready to make $1,000 on Medium, and I want some support and help on that. Or they're saying, my idea is to write articles and to pitch those to magazines, and I'd really like to reach $1,000, say within 6 months or within 3 months. Having the support and accountability to do that, and everyone else chipping in with tips, is the way we get there. And I said before, once you reach $1,000, we celebrate. We say, hooray, great, awesome. Let's do it again. Or let's make $1,000 in another way. That's the way we make sustainable writing businesses and slowly expand services, rather than saying, hey, I want to be $1 million copywriter. Let's buy the Lamborghini on credit and everything else will follow. Not so. So if you want to join, I told you it would be free. There's an opportunity to get a free trial. There's a few different options to join, but visit this link, englishwritingcoach.uk, that's my website, and /MW community. You can find that on my profile if you're on LinkedIn. I will try and drop it in the comments on LinkedIn as well. Give me 1 second to do that. And yeah, really hope that we see you there, that we get some new writers into the group who are going to come along with us and get to that next $1,000. All right, here is the link to join, just adding it to LinkedIn now. I hope that posts. Wonderful. So just to clarify, englishwritingcoach.uk/MW community. Visit my profile or the link that I've just posted on LinkedIn. Come join us. It's free to try it out for 7 days. See what you think. If you don't like it, then no problem. But you'll get all the lowdown, the detailed videos, the detailed course on this $1,000 challenge to give you even more help to get there. All right, sales mode off. How is everyone? I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you found it useful. What learnings do you have? Did I change your opinion on anything? Are you thinking of changing up your writing business? Do you have a question? I'm just having a look through the comments there. Thanks for chipping in, everyone who did. Yeah, this is the link to visit if you want more information on the community. And who is this? Floor Floor. Welcome along, Floor. She says, Medium is great, but not all countries included in a paying partnership. Yes, that is true, and that is a shame. I think a lot more countries have been added, some South Asian countries. But yeah, it's a shame if your country is not included in that, and I wish it were different. I suppose that means that there's no harm in publishing on Medium, but you're not going to be paid for it, so you might want to choose another auxiliary service. Great, thanks for coming along, everyone. I think that is all the questions that we've got for today. And thanks very much for coming. If you've got any questions, if you want to just connect or get in touch, look up English Writing Coach on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. And I really hope I'll see you in the community. We're having lots of fun over there. You can join me and Madge. You can see Madge, the badger behind me. She's our group mascot for the community. So it's goodbye from me and her. Thanks for coming, everyone. And I'll see you in the next one.